listening to Keith Prince's Curtain Call.
We are back here at the press up fronts for Daniel Day Kim's Broadway debut as a lead in his own originating pro. Because he didn't lead, we talked about him in The King and I, but he was not, he replaced Wasabi. I'm just saying, Watanabe. Ken Watanabe, that's who he replaced, I believe. Yes, for King and I. And now he's doing this fantastic play that is directed by the Tony Award nominated directress.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Miss Leigh Silverman.
Thank you.
Currently represented now on Broadway in a little show called Stuff.
Yeah, a little show, a little big show.
A teensy show called
We're
Stuff.
having a real moment over there. Oh my God.
I can
it's
imagine.
incredible with what's happening.
With what's happening right now in the world, that musical couldn't have come in the right time.
I mean, I didn't think of all the amazing things that could have happened during our Broadway run, that this moment with Kamala as our nominee, with Hillary Clinton quoting Suffs on the stage of the convention. Come on. It was really, what a week. Oh my God.
Again, wrapping my brain around that is weird. I can only imagine what this must be like for you.
I mean, I don't even know. I just keep, it's really been quite an astounding, I know we're not here to talk about Suffs, but I just have to say, it is
we can enjoy.
So, first of all, I never thought it was possible for this country right now, in my lifetime, in this moment, and then while Suffs is happening, to have Hillary quote the show, to quote lines from the show that 8 years ago when Shayna first started to work on it, that it would come new lines from the show, that she describes a moment where a woman in Tennessee sends a letter to her son who votes for the ratification in Tennessee, which secures the 19th Amendment being passed 104 years ago, almost to the day. Hillary tells that story at the Democratic National Convention, and it is portrayed that night on a Broadway stage by Emily Skinner singing the song Letter from Harry's Mother. I mean, what is the possibility of something like, I just think, oh my God, I'm just so happy to be alive. I can't even describe it. It's so
happy
incredible.
To be alive and happy to have been involved. Come on now.
Come on. It was really something.
That
really
is amazing.
Yeah.
And then, you got a little musical histories in this mix of your baddie, because you're like 7 or 8 Broadway shows.
I think this is my 7. Yellowface is 7, yeah.
7.
Yeah.
But like there's a mix between musicals and plays.
And plays, yeah.
Which do you prefer?
Oh gosh, I just feel lucky to be here. I have to say.
How about this? Which is easier?
Oh God, I mean, plays are,
to direct.
Yeah, musicals involve a lot more people than plays. There's just X number of extra things that can go wrong.
Right.
Because you have that many more people, you have band, you have orchestrations, you have choreography. There are just so many different kinds of things. So if something isn't working, it could the number of ways that things can get really screwed up is huge. So I guess in terms of that, plays are to some degree easier. But the thing about new plays and new work is that frequently I go into rehearsal not knowing how a play is going to end, or something gets changed. For example, on Yellowface, when I first directed it in the first production,
2007?
In 2007, yeah, we did it first in Los Angeles at CTG, and it was so long in our dress rehearsal, which we did the afternoon of our first preview, that I had to put in an intermission that night, but I didn't rehearse it. So basically I said to the actors, we're just going to turn the lights off after that scene, and everybody just run. And it was like one of those things, and then the play became a 2-act play. We did it in New York as a 2-act play, and now here we are in Broadway, and we've made it a 1-act again. And so it is one of the things.
Which many people appreciate.
And it was actually also always the intention.
Right.
And so there's this way in which it's the chance to revisit it, relook at it. The cuts became really clear. David and I feel so aligned about what we want the show to do and how we want it to work. So it's really quite an extraordinary privilege to be able to revisit.
I love it. And you have a history with David.
Yes, well, Yellowface was our first play, and we've done 8 productions of other shows since then. Wow. And now here we are back together. So that's really
good. That it's nice to have a relationship like that.
It is.
It's because again, creatively, these things wind up becoming what they become.
Yeah.
And there you are at the beginning of it.
I mean, it's really, our collaboration is very deep and very seminal, both in my life and my career.
Right. So now, I was just talking earlier to Shiana.
Yeah.
And we were having this conversation about the climate of the Asian American community, Asians in general in the United States, and how over the course, since this show, the first round, up until this now incarnation, there's been a lot of changes in that community in terms of the way the outside community has treated them and the way that they treat themselves within. How have you navigated that with this production in terms of changing?
Oh gosh, I mean, I honestly just feel enormously lucky to be able, as a white woman, to stand alongside the AAPI community and to help tell, it's very important to me, and it's always been important to me in my career to tell the stories of underrepresented people. I've been very invested in figuring out and just motivated and inspired by telling stories that aren't my own. And it has been one of the great honors of my career to be inside of shows that don't directly reflect my own life experience. And I feel that it is, it's really an honor, and it's also, particularly because of my long relationship with David, I have a lot of deep collaborations and friendships inside of the AAPI community because of the work that we've done together, and it's really quite an honor.
Well, it seems to me, though, that when you go into these places where you don't have the expertise, experience, lifestyle, life energy, that you consult and have a direct relationship with people who are involved.
Absolutely.
That's what helps shape your view. At least that's my thought.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Absolutely. And I just care so deeply about the stories that David wants to tell. And that's really, to me, what's the most important aspect of it is, how to take what David wants to do and help put on stage what his vision is in a way that is that feels right to him, and that feels that brings the integrity and the theatricality that he wants to bring.
Right. And then hopefully get to put a little bit of your sprinkle on top of that as well.
Yeah, well, sometimes I make suggestions. But yes, and that's really the nature of our collaboration is, but I'm always, interested in, particularly in this play, how the experience of the racism that he is portraying in this play, and also the humor that he's portraying. And it is his essentially life story that, there's a character called DHH inside of this play. So so he does get final word.
Okay. I love that. Well, LEIGH SILVERMAN, it is a pleasure and an honor to meet you, and I'm so thankful that you've had, this is happening for you.
Thank you.
I'm thankful and thrilled for you with the stuff.
Thank you. Oh my God.
It's just, this is a wonderful time for you, and I'm so glad that we're all able to kind of see this, and you're getting, substance. She's, done her time for stuff.
That's it.
The
it's
baby's
running.
growing
That's
on its
it.
own, and now she has a new baby.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fabulous.
I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, honey.
Great to talk to
you too, honey.
Glad we got our time.
Yes. And if you see Shayna or Nikki M. James, tell them I said hello.
I will.